More claims from the alleged saboteur, a new bizarre claim against Tesla, and Tesla is suing Ontario? This is Tesla Tidbits episode number 437 for August 17th, 2018. It's an all-electric day for sources of stories, thanks to them for their hard work. We start with the continuing saga of Martin Tripp, the man Tesla sued for allegedly sabotaging the company and who claims only to be a whistleblower. Mr. Tripp recently provided a bunch of VIN numbers of cars he claims contained the damaged cells he alleged were knowingly installed into cars. He also provided pictures of a before and after of a battery module that was reworked. Tesla responded to these latest claims saying, quote, "As we've said before, these claims are false, and Mr. Tripp does not even have personal knowledge about the safety claims he is making. No punctured cells have ever been used in any Model 3 vehicles in any way, and all VINs that have been identified have safe batteries. Notably, there have been zero battery safety issues in any Model 3, end quote. So, just a small bit of editorial here. Mr. Tripp is trying to double dip a bit. Part of his claim is that Tesla was producing way too much scrap and not telling shareholders. And now, here his claim, at least in his pictures, is that they're reworking previously flawed parts. This is something that literally any smart manufacturer does. If a part comes off the line and is not up to quality standards, it gets reworked so that it can be used and isn't just scrap. For me at least, this whole thing smacks of a guy just trying to throw mud at the wall and see what sticks, trying to win some settlement money out of our broken legal system. This is an instance where I truly hope that if they're in the right, and they seem to be, Tesla says, who cares about the money? We're fighting this. Sometimes you have to send a message to the would-be parasites that their bluff could be called to discourage more from coming, which is a perfect segue to this next story. Just when I thought that covering Tesla couldn't possibly get any weirder, how about you ladies and gentlemen step this way with me into the Twilight Zone? Carl Hansen, a former security employee at Gigafactory 1, has filed a whistleblower complaint against Tesla and alleged the following has occurred at Gigafactory 1. First, Tesla has failed to disclose to shareholders that $37 million worth of copper and other raw materials were stolen from the Gigafactory in the first half of 2018. 2. Tesla spies on employees via wiretapping, hacking cell phones, and hacking computers. 3. And here's the most amazing claim, Tesla failed to disclose to local law enforcement and to the DEA that Gigafactory employees may have been in a drug trafficking ring. And lastly, for retaliating against him by firing him in mid-July after bringing these concerns to their attention. Tesla's statement regarding this particular circus was as follows, quote, Mr. Hansen's allegations were taken very seriously when he brought them forward. Some of his claims are outright false. Others could not be corroborated, so he suggested additional investigative steps to try and validate the information he had received secondhand from a single anonymous source. Because we wanted to be sure we got this right, we made numerous attempts to engage further with Mr. Hansen to understand more about what he was claiming and the work that he did in reaching his conclusions. He rejected each of those attempts, and to date has refused to speak with the company further. It seems strange that Mr. Hansen would claim that he is concerned about something happening within the company, but then refuse to engage with the company to discuss the information that he believes he has. End quote. Lastly, on to some more normal news. Tesla is suing the province of Ontario. Following the discontinuation of EV incentives in Ontario, Tesla owners got left out of the final lifeline for those that would qualify, as the language of the ending of the law stated that in order to qualify for the incentives before the phase-out period ended, cars had to have been purchased from a franchise dealership, which means that Tesla wouldn't qualify, being it does not have franchise dealerships. Nor does it generally keep inventory on hand, which was another way to qualify during the phase-out period. Tesla says that it tried to work with the Ministry of Transportation to understand why it was excluded, but wasn't able to get an answer, so it had to bust out the lawyers. Stay tuned, Canadians that had a car delivered before September 10th, you may yet qualify for the incentives if Tesla can extract a victory. Check out the links to the full stories in the show description. Also, please consider supporting the show financially through Patreon at patreon.com/Tesla Tidbits. Thanks as always to our super patrons out there supporting the show at the $10 plus level. They are John Waltower, Drew Schuyler, John Waller, Mark and Sarah Thomas, Ryan Scarborough, Lee Sweet, William Henry Crew III, Dory and Steve Guberman, Bruno Kundici, Joey Boots, Ralph and Cheryl Waterhouse, Adam Raymer Brown, Megawatt Photovoltaic Development, Todd Sullivan, Robert Healy, Mitch Long, Zortec LED Canada, Morven Ogg, Blake Thompson, Raymond and Deborah Malcolm, Malkowitz, T-Sportline, Michael Pastroni, and Travis and Cheyenne Rush. If you're looking to purchase a Model S, Model X, or Model 3 Performance, you can enjoy free supercharging for the life of the vehicle and hook me up with some Tesla swag by using the referral link ts.la/JIM50888. That's ts.la/JIM50888 to purchase your vehicle. If you can't support with dollars, feel free to leave a positive review for the show instead. If you have feedback for me, as always, the best way to be heard is to tweet at Tesla Tidbits and use the hashtag AskTeslaTidbits if you'd like your question to be considered for the show. I'll see everyone back here again next week. Until then, keep it charged and hit the road.